Alan Salkin, author of Festivus, The Holiday for the Rest of Us. It's a book on the fictional holiday made popular by Stiller's character, I'm Seinfeld. Stiller also wrote the foreword for the book. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Honored, Mirella. Thank you.
Tell me about it, the opportunity you had to meet Jerry Stiller.
Well, originally, I had heard that there were people in the real world celebrating Festivus parties based on Seinfeld. So I did an article for the New York Times. I interviewed Jerry. I was in New York. He was at the Chateau Marmont in LA for the debut of Meet the Fockers. And we got to talking then. That led to a book. And then we put together the foreword. And over the course of a couple of years, we did a few fun Festivus events together.
So for those who don't remember Seinfeld or are too young to remember what it was about, can you expand on what Festivus is?
Well, Festivus is a replacement holiday for Christmas and Hanukkah and all the others. Instead of a Christmas tree, you have a unadorned aluminum pole with no tinsel. There's an airing of grievances and a feats of strength. The holiday does not end until the head of the household, who in this case is Frank Costanza, is pinned to the ground and surrenders.
So the airing of grievances, of course, key to the Costanza character that he played, because he was always, of course, airing his grievances.
He was, and it's also funny that on the show, the Costanzas are presented as Italians living in Queens, when clearly they're Jewish. So it's a funny thing that the originators, and which of course Jerry was, the originators of Seinfeld thought that Italians would be more palatable to most of America.
So what was it like when you met him? You talked about working with him a couple of times to come up with the concept for the book. What was he like when you met him?
You know, Jerry had assistants who basically worked in the house that he shared with Aunt Mira. And she would just free associate ideas all the time, and the assistants would be typing up madly all these ideas they had. So when Jerry came to meet me, when we talked about the foreword he was going to do for the book, he just started like free associating and talking about things that he had ideas for. And this evolved into a character and a great foreword to the book, in which he talks about Festivus coming down from the mountains of the gods in the ancient world. And also, when we appeared on television, I was fascinated by his focus and when he for like an hour before we were going to appear, he would just sort of dove it back and forth, repeating the lines he was going to say and rethinking it in his head, and you couldn't communicate with him. I learned a lot about really how to focus and how to make just even these kinds of appearances.
And did you know about his work before Seinfeld?
Well, I knew about, when we did the book launch event, I knew about Stiller and Mira. They were in the ether, they did the TV commercials, my dad was a fan. And so when we were doing a cooking demonstration of like a chocolate stuffed Festivus pole, chocolate salami Festivus pole, Aunt Mira rushed up onto the stage and joined him. And I remember just thinking, I've done a lot of things in my career, but what an honor it was to be sharing the stage with Stiller and Mira. I just get chills even now thinking about that kind of history that I had a little part of with this silly book about Festivus.
And the chocolate salami stuffed pole as well. Alan Salkin, appreciate your time. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks so much.
As we